March 2021, the good people of Wichita, Kansas are going about their business. Property manager Mike Marler is one of them.
I was on my lunch break and I was going back to work and I was getting off on my exit.
Mike glances to his right and spots this.
What the is this?
I noticed in the sky there was something silver. It was long, it was shiny. It was moving very, very fast, so it was very challenging to get a really good angle.
What is it?
We slow it down and zoom in, but even then it seems to race out of frame.
And then in a matter of seconds, it just disappeared.
When Mike posts the video to social media, he learns that dozens of others saw the same object. UFOs in Kansas are nothing new. In 1972, one of the world's most famous UFO encounters occurred in Delphus, Kansas, witnessed by 16-year-old Ronnie Johnson on his family farm.
All of a sudden, a large object descended, began hovering over his backyard, and then disappeared, but it left burn marks on the ground.
Ronnie's mother took a picture of this strange circle.
We call it a physical trace case. We also know that there was a slight increase in radiation around the area where the UFO was compared to soil further away from the site.
Did the people of Wichita witness something similar? There were a lot of eyes on this one. So unless we're dealing with a massive hoax, the video is real. And given the Sunflower State's history with UFOs, it's worth asking our experts if this is proof of an extraterrestrial encounter or a case of mistaken identity. Our aviation analyst, Tim McMillan, first tries to determine where Mike was when he spotted the object.
As they were filming, they passed several street signs. And so that allows you to narrow down exactly where they are and what direction they're facing.
McMillan uses the location and timestamp on the video to compare it to the flight data from that day. He zeroes in on one craft that is occasionally mistaken for a UFO over Wichita.
The NASA Super Guppy is a very odd-shaped, wide-body cargo aircraft that can even be used to transport the space shuttle. There was one in Wichita that day.
The Super Guppy can carry up to 26 tons of payload. It looks like a cross between a cargo plane and a Zeppelin. NASA itself says it's often mistaken for a UFO, especially when its reflective metal catches the sun. And it frequently flies in and out of Fort McConnell, right near Wichita.
But when you look at the flight radar data from that particular day, the Super Guppy was actually several hundred miles away to the southwest. So we can say with absolute certainty this was not the Super Guppy that was being filmed here.
With all the military bases in the area, McMillan thinks it might have been some sort of test.
Could this be some type of drone testing here where we're testing autonomous drone in-flight refueling?
But McMillan can't be sure, and Mark D'Antonio thinks it looks too square and thin to be a normal plane.
It almost looks like it's kind of waving a little bit in the wind. So the next question is, could it be one of those advertising banners that's towed behind these light planes? And the answer is that theory actually matches this the best.
But McMillan disagrees and points to his research on flight data that day as proof.
There isn't anything in that vicinity that's showing up on that flight data. Whatever aircraft it is, it's not operating a transponder, so it's not going to be a civilian aircraft. It's not going to be a commercial aircraft.
So, what do we think? The Guppy, a banner, a top-secret craft, or none of the above? Without more evidence, we're going to call this a genuine UFO. But please reach out to us if you have any more information.